it's JQ Crafty. This is another Confessions of a Paper Addict layout today. I hope you guys enjoyed all the rainbow ones. Super awesome. I hope you've gotten Virginia's class. Totally awesome. Like, she's got such good ideas. I am going to come in today doing this patchwork heart cut file. I've left all the pieces kind of attached because actually I'm going to use those to my advantage to back this cut file. And I'm going to cut back it completely. I'm going to use them to trace around and then cut out, just because they do have some odd shapes, not perfect squares, that kind of thing. And I'm going to do this old photo of my grandma and my grandpa. So it's kind of a heritage layout. I'm not really sure what collection I'm going to use yet, but we'll figure that out later. So let's get started. So I opted to use some Amy Tan Late Afternoon because the vintagey color of the photo, oh, I'm so sorry, really reminded me of the deep yellows and rich colors that are in this Late Afternoon collection, which I love. I'm a sucker for a fall collection, and I will use it year-round because I like jewel tones. I like those deep, rich tones. So you give me a fall collection with deep, rich tones, I'll use it. So I'm just looking through the papers, and this yellow plaid was calling my name because I liked that it had all these colors in it, and yet I have a white outlined cut file. So I thought if I went through the 6x8 pad and picked the more solid looking patterns, it would really pop. And boy, did it. I think it looks stunning. I don't embellish a lot because this is one of those cut files that if you do it the way I'm doing it with all the different patterns, I feel like it speaks for itself sometimes. If you did it monochromatic, that would be fun. If you did it, and then you could add a ton of other embellishments. But because I've got all these colors competing for attention, yeah. All right, and I'm actually going to show you how I back these kinds of cut files and how I back a lot of my cut files that have weird shapes. And especially ones with really big awkward spaces. But this is the way I like to do it the most. So I flip over the paper that I'm going to back. I go on the back of it and I trace the back of the cut file piece, the inside. And I actually do this other one wrong and I have to redo it, this one right here. So now I'm trying to figure out, how did I get it wrong? Yeah, because I put it on the back of the pattern paper, but I didn't flip the cut file to the other direction. Ooh, and I apologize for yawning. It just hit me. I am comfy cozy and doing my voiceovers, and it just hit me. It is late, and I've had a long day. I'm doing fun things, luckily. Doing things that I want to do. It's kind of a day on my own, but... So yeah, so that is what I do. And then I trace it, and then I give it a nice wide, kind of go wide around it. You don't want to cut it right at the line that you traced, because then it'll fit in the insides instead of like overlapping. Which is fine, you could inlay it, but then you'd have to be exact, very, very precise on what it looks like. So I just show you, I think, 3 of them. Kind of how I do. There we go. And there it is. And I kind of, I hodgepodge together the bigger part because I did use a 6x8 pad paper for that larger section. But my photo is going to cover up the seam of where they meet because obviously that was not going to fit from a 6x8 pad in that area. It's a little bit bigger, but I end up covering it up. So I decided to make it pop a little more. I'm going to frame the whole background with some white. So I'm getting that ready. I gutted it just because I was going to be making a lot of layouts that day. And I'm like, I'm sure I could use this white and put it on a pattern somewhere. So that'll get used shortly. grab some of my handy dandy 5x7 white thin cardstocks to mat my photos. And I'm just going to double mat this in white and then in black, so it stands out a little bit more on the heart. And there's a little bit of black in the pattern and in a couple some of the other patterns. So not to make black be a big focal point, but just to make it stand out a little bit. So trimming up the photo, and then I'm going to glue her down. And I actually went ahead and used a second cut file for my title. Now, I said I was going to challenge myself and do that this month because Daisy, who's also on the Confessions of a Piper Addict design team right now, she is like phenomenal at using multiple cut files on a layout. And it's just crazy sometimes the things she can come up with. I'm like, your brain just works so different than mine. But so I kind of cheated. I said I was going to try and do that. I kind of cheated, and I cut out the word love with the 2 hearts. That I nestled down there on the edge of the big heart for my title. And yeah, I cut it out of the coppery striped 6x8 paper. I do go through the embellishments a little bit and just look through some stuff, trying to figure out where I could add some journaling. I ended up not putting it on the heart at all. I ended up journaling just below that love onto the background paper. And I was building up a title, and I decided it needed something. The background needed something. So I'm just taking some of my Dina Wakley acrylic sprays, and you know, these get clogged really easy. I don't know if I need to shake them more often or just use them more often. But you can feel how thick the paint is, like the acrylic paint. It's pretty thick, and it's just like on the bottom. They're not even that old, but yeah. So figuring out, just kind of building a title through some of the really pretty things that are in this collection. A thicker word. This is beautiful. So it says beautiful love. And then after I start playing with the ephemera and tucking some things in, it will end up saying hello beautiful love because I use the hello tag. I placed, I think, 4 or 5 different things in that corner of that photo, trying to figure out what I wanted to do and what was going to look okay. And ultimately, no journaling spot, like I said. I ended up going with some ephemera, tucking some florals in, that kind of thing. Besides backing the cut file, this layout actually didn't take that long. It's hard to see what I'm doing when I'm looking on my screen for voicing over. But it looks like this is the point where I was just layering up some ephemera. I'm building a little cluster there that ends up kind of being my title cluster. And then wanting to build up some clustering above on the upper left-hand corner of the photo as well. And then trying to decide if I do a 3rd cluster or what. And ultimately, I do end up doing a 3rd one. I do a lot of looking through stuff in this video. But I'm just going through the puffy stickers, the and thickers and the ephemera and stuff, and just trying to figure out what else I can do kind of to triangulate. Like I said, I wasn't really sure if I needed it, but once I started building something, I was like, okay, this can go there. So I ended up getting some stickers and layering them up. It says every moment matters, and it's in like the rose gold copper that's in this collection. Layer it over one of those pink arrows. I'm going to layer in a white flower, and then use some of these thickers. There's hearts. I scatter a couple of those around, and then yeah. But that is it. I'm going to do that, and then journal just a little one-liner down below the word love. And yeah, thanks for watching, you guys. I hope you're enjoying all the rest of your inspiration from COAPA Cut Files this month, and we'll see you next time. Bye.